Hi guys, welcome back to Saving Salvage and welcome back to the channel. Today is the day I've been teasing for probably about a week and a half now. Today guys is the day I reveal my new project car. You'd already seen what it is in the thumbnail. It's something a little bit different. It's not bodywork damage, it's more mechanical damage. You probably could say it's my biggest challenge yet because it's not going to be a straightforward remove parts, fit parts. It's going to be a lot more in depth with the mechanical side of it, guys. So it's a bit different from what I've done previously and also a bit more of a challenge. So if you do like these types of videos, guys, please do like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, please head over to my Instagram account, which is saving_salvage. Right guys, let's crack on and check out my new Audi RS4. So guys, here she is. Welcome to my new 2014 Audi RS4, and this is a little bit different from my previous cars that I've bought because there's no actual bodywork damage. Although there are parts removed from the front, they have been removed by the insurance company. It is not damaged. So the primary damage on this, guys, is a flood. Now typically in the past I have avoided flood damaged cars because you just don't know to what extent the car has been flooded, but if I'm honest, the car looked clean inside, the pictures look good, and I kind of just took a punt. I love that word, but I took a bit of a punt and hoped that it's just the engine that's damaged and it hasn't sat 4 foot in a pond, for example. So that isn't the case. I have had a look inside. There's no mold, there's no water, it smells good, smells like the leather, and everywhere is clean on the car. There's no like proof, there's no evidence of weeds, water level, etc. So I'm happy that the car, it's going to be too windy, isn't it? It's going to be too windy. I'm happy that the car has just had engine damage. So a bit about the car. I bought this car. This is the first car that I've bought from Cinetic. So it's not a Copart car, it is Cinetic. It is unfortunately a category N car because of the damage to the engine. So when I was bidding on this car, you could see, actually what you can see here is exactly what the pictures I got on from Cinetic were. The front end was completely missing. So, and there was no pictures or anything about the bumper or the headlights, etc. being with the car. So actually when I bid on this, guys, I did actually take into account having to replace the whole bumper and headlights and actually allocated another £1,000 to do that. But I was kind of in the back of my mind praying that when a car got here, the bumper would be in it. And yes, it is. So buzzing to see that. The bumper, headlights, all equipment, everything that was removed is all in the boot. So I'm proper happy with that. So that saved me £1,000 straight away. And so a bit about the car. This is a 2014 64 plate Audi RS4 B8 4.2 litre V8. The car has done 41,000 miles, I believe, and has only had 2 previous owners. So just having a quick look around the car, obviously you can see straight from the front, obviously the front's missing. I've had a good look around it. There is no damage, everything has been removed, so I'm happy with that. The bonnet's not damaged or anything. When closing it down, all the lines are all spot on, so that is absolutely fine. But with regards to damage, everything else looks fine. Obviously you've got a little bit of curving on the alloys, which I expected, but going down the car, the bodywork is in pretty good condition. It just needs probably a nice detail. But there's just a little bit here, a little bit where it's burnt through. That may need a small, smart repair. But everything else, guys, is pretty nice. Just tyres are all in very good nick. They're all sort of, saying that, cut out that one, but they're all good tread. They're all about 5mm. And as you can see, bodywork is in very nice condition. So be very minimal spend to get that absolutely perfect. Just a wheel refurb and possibly a tyre on that near side rear, and the bodywork is sweet. So the reason this car was so cheap is because of the engine. The insurance company, it looks like, have already partially stripped it. If we just get the engine up. So I could see that from the pictures, I could see they'd stripped it. So I bought this pretty confident that the engine would be knackered. Because obviously you can see the airbox has been removed, the spark plugs have been removed. So you can tell the insurance company that their coolant bottle had been removed. So you could tell the insurance company had gone over this and ascertained that the engine was knackered. So when I bid, I took into account that I would need to replace the engine. And also I had a look underneath, the sump bung's been removed as well. So I'm fairly confident at this point that we're going to either, I was hoping I would be able to possibly rebuild it. It's probably going to need a new engine, which is fine. I budgeted for that. So that is fine. So onto the spec of the car. It's a very nice spec. It's in Panther Black, which is a pearl effect paint. It has the optional V-spoke 20-inch alloys. Oh, and it's even got Audi original tyres on it. So we've got the 20-inch V-spoke alloys, which look very nice with this car. Options, we have the matte aluminium styling package, which would be evident if the bumper was on, but you can tell it has because we've got the aluminium trims along the side, we've got the aluminium roof rails, and obviously got the trim around the rear of the car as well. So we've got that. We've also got quite a lot of options inside the car. We have full electric seats, we have Bang & Olufsen sound system, we've got the cream or white interior, which looks epic with black, very nice. We have panoramic sunroof, we've got the sports differential, we've got the carbon inlays, we also have folding mirrors, electric tailgate, also have heated front seats, we also got cruise control, and I'm trying to think what else we've got. That might be it. If there's any more, I will let you know at a later date. But it is a pretty well spec'd car. I think the only thing it doesn't really have, which would have been good, is a reversing camera, which it doesn't have. That's pretty much the only thing it doesn't have. So it's a really nice spec'd car as well, which is the main reason I went for it. And it's also got a full Audi service history, which is the other reason I went for it. We have one key with the car, which is weirdly placed on the seat belt. So we've got the one key, so the ignition this time isn't a problem, guys. It is the engine. So guys, that is the spec and the overview of my new RS4. What we're going to do quickly now is we're going to wash it because it is filthy, and let's get that paint looking nice. I'm not going to film it because it's very hot outside, and by the time I've faffed around filming it, it would have dried the paint and it would look horrible with watermarks. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up, wash it, and I'll see you in a second with a nice gleaming RS4. Right guys, the car looks absolutely epic now. It's nice and clean. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to reverse it up here and try and get enough room, if I can, just to reverse the trailer into the workshop and get the trailer so it sort of finishes here, and then we can roll the car off nicely into the workshop. So let's crack on. So guys, got the car off the trailer, pretty uneventful to be fair, come off nice and easily. So now what I think is going to be an interesting part, and that is to see exactly what we get in the boot. So I'm hoping electric boot, So, what do we have? First thing is our storage cover. There. One headlight. One headlight, which is undamaged, so that's a good start. A little bit nicked there, but that's fine. At least on the pedal is. Second headlight, looks good. Again, undamaged, spot on. Right, we've got air ducts. Yeah, that's fine. Air filters, which are now dry, but they must have been wet at some point. And then, to be fair, they don't look like they've been changed for a while, so they'll be getting replaced anyway. I'm just going to put these down here. And we've even got our coil packs, brackets. Nice box of coil packs. Box of bolts, how very nice of them. So, headlight, surround, another coil pack, sided under tray, airbox, bottom of the airbox, engine cover. This is the main one. So got our front bumper, and as I mentioned, I did suspect there was going to be some damage, and there is here. Look, nothing major at all, just a bit of a crack along here. That'll be absolutely fine. We'll get that repaired and resprayed that bottom bit there. But other than that, I think the actual bumper itself is okay. A little bit here, which might need a smart repair, but we'll just see how that goes. Other than that, I think it's okay actually, so happy with that. There does appear to be all the parts here, although actually there's no spark plugs. No, they're in the spark plugs are in that box, but we'll probably end up doing a full service on it anyway, on the, well, potential new engine. So, leads me on nicely to the engine. Let's just get rid of that jump pack because we no longer need it. So guys, the reason this car was so cheap is right here. So as you can see, the insurance company have removed all the front end to obviously inspect the engine to confirm whether it is hydraulic locked, basically, if it's sucked in water. So I could see from the pictures that they removed the airbox, I could see the coil packs were missing, and therefore I assumed that someone had done the research and found the engine to be knackered, which is why it's category N. So we obviously need to work out now whether the engine can be repaired or it needs to be replaced. Actually, I looked underneath, the sump bung's gone as well, so there's no engine oil in the sump either, so the bung is completely missing. Doesn't look like they've, well, not from here, any touched the oil filter. So the first thing we obviously need to do is turn the engine over by hand, and it is not going to be possible to do that with this front end on, because there's no way I can get anything down there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to push it onto the ramp, get it into the air, and we are going to remove this front lock carrier to get some more access. Right, that is the front end now, all fully removed. Just took the whole front slam panel off. They had already removed all this because there was no gas in the aircon and the radiator was mostly depleted of coolant. And so we've got everything off the front here, and we encountered my first issue, and I can't even turn the engine over because you need a special tool to do so. Never actually worked on an RS4 or RS5 CFSA engine when I worked at Audi, so I wouldn't have known I needed a crank tool. So I'm going to have to order one, so that means we're going to have to end today's video there, guys. So my plan for this engine is, obviously I'm going to order a crank tool now. Hopefully that will be here in the next couple of days, and then we shall try and turn the engine over by hand. If it is completely seized, which I predict it probably is, I don't want to go ahead and just order a new engine just yet. Although inevitably that's probably going to be the end result, I will order an engine. I do want to strip this one down and see the exact issue we've got. So in the next video, guys, it will be trying to turn the engine over. If it doesn't turn over, we shall start stripping it down. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and if you do enjoy these videos, please do like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, please do follow me on Instagram at saving_salvage. Right, guys, that is it for today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one.